Good morning. It is Friday, February 6th, 10:02 in the morning, and it is day 1 of 3 of me living alone. I'm not gonna lie, the concept behind this video is kind of poking fun at all the videos you see out there that are living alone for 3 days. I don't know, I feel like I see a lot of especially moms or dads, especially parents who their partner leaves for a few days for a trip or something and they're solo parenting for 48 hours. And it's kind of funny. And so that's kind of what I'm playing off of. But it's true, I am living alone for the next 3 days. Fun fact, I've never lived alone actually. I've always had a roommate or siblings and parents obviously, or a husband now. But yes, I am living alone for 3 days because said husband is going to visit a friend. And so he left early this morning and he's coming back on Sunday. Got the whole place to myself for 3 days. I feel like it'll push me to actually do some fun stuff this weekend on my own because I'm not really the type to do things alone. I don't really like to go places all by myself just because I feel awkward, which some people might be like, that's so bad, you're codependent. I'm not, okay? I just don't like to go places alone, okay? I feel like that's not that crazy, okay? But anyway, starting off the morning a bit late because I had today off. I've been working all week, so of course I was gonna take advantage and sleep in. But we're finally starting off the morning and I started off by picking up the living room because dang, it was so messy. Now, I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, but the kitchen is also kind of messy. We had some drinks last night as a farewell before he left this morning. So I gotta put that stuff away and then I'll cook my little breakfast. All right, kitchen's looking pretty good, but now I'm hot in this thing. Oh my gosh, my hair gets all staticky when I take it off. But now we're gonna cook some breakfast. There's this breakfast sandwich that I've made a few times. That's pretty yummy and not too hard to make. Only dirties 1 pan, which I love. So I think I'm gonna make that. Check that out. Looks pretty good if you ask me. So I'm sure you saw, but it's just grilled bread and cheese and salami, which I also grilled for 2 seconds, and then 2 over medium eggs and avocado. Quite yummy. It is a bit messy, but it's very much worth it. So let's do a little taste test and hope that my first bite is not extremely messy for this camera. That's good. Cheers. I've been into like the white chocolate Tirani sauce, not by itself. I feel like I can't just do white chocolate, but I feel like it's a nice like addition to like caramel if you don't just want straight caramel or something. So that's what I've been drinking. It is already 1:22 p.m. Where has the day gone? I've done nothing, honestly. I mean, that's not true, but I feel like I've done nothing. I took a shower and I had to shave my legs and everything because tomorrow you will see that I have a laser hair removal appointment. I've mentioned this very briefly before. I have been doing laser hair removal. It's a long process, like a 1.5 year long process, and I am in the it's been over a year. So tomorrow I'm headed to my 6th appointment out of 8. So very excited about that. But the shower was quite the chore because I had to prepare for that. Then I started a load of laundry because I've got some laundry to do. Made my latte and now here we are. So I really haven't done that much. One thing that I have been wanting to do but haven't really known if I can, honestly, is like go thrifting for like home decor. Portland's very much a thrift city. There's so many thrift stores, but it's very centered on clothing, and I love that too. I love going thrifting for clothes. Picture like big ass Goodwill, clothing sections, furniture sections, home decor, kitchen, like everything. There's nothing like that like in the city, at least not to my knowledge. But I started looking around a little bit because I was like, well, maybe there is something, I just haven't really heard of it. And I found what looks to be somewhat promising, probably not as big as a Goodwill, but it's called William Temple House Thrift Store. And I was just kind of scrolling through photos on Yelp from people's reviews, and there are definitely like some mugs and like kitchen houseware stuff. So I might go there. It's over in like the Slabtown area, if you're familiar with the Portland area. So I might go there and see if I can find anything. I've been doing a bedroom makeover. If you've missed those videos, I have part 1 and 2 up on my channel by the time this video is out. So definitely go watch those. I've been making over our bedroom because we've lived here for a little over a year now, and I like never did anything with it from moving in. It's been very boring and bland. So I've been making it over. I'm kind of entering like the final stages of just like decorating and like wall decor and styling the furniture and stuff. And I just feel like I don't have a lot of cute decor pieces. Like I do, but I feel like I don't know. But I also obviously don't want to go spend a ton of money on home decor because home decor gets super expensive. So I kind of want to try to go to a thrift store and see if I can find anything, even if it's something that I end up like painting and like doing like a mini thrift flip type thing for decor. Like that would be fun. I think I might go to this place this afternoon. It seems to be the most promising in the area. All the other ones that I know about are super like clothing focused. Like I haven't even seen anything except clothes there, really. I'm hoping that this place has some good stuff, but I think I'll probably go there later. I'm gonna finish my latte first and then maybe head out and see if I can find anything there. But I think that's the plan for the day, just to like get myself out of the house, and then I will very much be staying in this evening. So I'm gonna finish my latte first and then we'll head over there. All right, guys, it is 4:06. I am home. The sun is shining bright. We are nearing sunset, so it is quite bright in here, but that's honestly my favorite time of day. I love when the sun shines in here. Anyway, we actually had such success. At the thrift store. I'm so excited. Overall review, very good place. Obviously, nowhere near the scale and selection of like a Goodwill, because it's like a local place. I think they're actually a nonprofit. I don't understand how they stay in business doing that, but awesome. Good for them. Nowhere near the size and selection of a Goodwill, but still really good. Definitely had like the stuff I was looking for, like kitchenware and home decor and stuff. I guess they didn't really have that much home decor. They had a little bit, but it was mainly kitchenware, but that's totally fine because that's kind of what I had envisioned anyway. They were all very cheap too. I will say there were a handful of things that were like absurd prices. So I think they have a few like vintage things as well, because there was like this little teacup set that I thought was so cute that I thought about getting. I walked up and looked at the price. It said $145. The teacup was like this big, and then the little plate, and it was for the little set. And I was like, oh, that must be vintage. So did not get that. But the non-vintage stuff was super cheap, like a Goodwill would be. I got lots of goodies. I have always been a very artsy person from childhood, but it's one of those things that like you definitely like kind of lose time for as you get older and you have more responsibilities and, you know, bills to pay. So I feel like I definitely don't do art nearly as much as I used to as a kid. So this is like getting me all excited again to do some art. So I'll just show you everything I got and kind of explain why I got it and what I'm thinking I'm going to do with it. Trying not to break stuff. I found this. I think it's supposed to be a pot. It was with like the flower pots and stuff. It's literally just a dish. I liked the shape of it and it was only $3. I have so many little tech things. I have like a hard drive and cords and adapters for that hard drive for my laptop, and then I have like a little SD card reader because my actual laptop doesn't have one, so I have an adapter thing for that too. Just like little knickknacks like that I do have a spot for them in my desk in the office, but it's like every time I put it away, I literally just have to take it out the next day because I use it like literally every single day when I'm like offloading footage or editing. So I literally like use those things essentially every day. So it's so annoying to like put it back in the office and then like literally just have to take it out the next day and use it. I also have this probably not super healthy habit of doing work on the couch on my laptop, even though I have a desk in the office. So then I end up just leaving my laptop and all my stuff, like the adapters and everything, just like on the couch for like the entire week until like the weekend rolls around and I decide to finally put it back away. So this is such a long-winded explanation. I'm wanting to paint this and make it cute and have it just like sitting out here. I don't know where, maybe on the TV stand or on the coffee table. I want to just have it out and I can put all my tech stuff in here when I'm done with it. So that way it's at least like put somewhere nice and it's not just like strewn about on the couch. I have no idea what I'm gonna paint it yet, but I'll come up with something. And then the next thing I got, I mentioned teacups. They actually had a lot of little teacups, like espresso cups and coffee mugs and stuff. So I had a lot to choose from, but I went with these honestly mainly because they were some of the cheaper ones and they're like mostly all white. There were some other cute little green ones I was looking at, but obviously I want to paint them. Well, I don't know if that's obvious, but I do. But I know I don't technically have like the proper tools. Like I don't have like a primer, so I'm probably just gonna like paint a coat of white and do my best to let it dry and stick and then go from there. Professionals don't come for me. This is just how I'm gonna do it. So I figured the less color I have to cover up to begin with, the better. So I got these, I got 2 of them, and then I also got the little like saucer dishes to go with them. So it'll sit like that. Oh my God, it's so cute. So each teacup was $3, and then I got 2 saucers that were each $1. So $8 total. Oh my gosh. I've seen people paint little teacups like this and use them as like candlestick holders. So like the really long candlesticks, you would put one of those in there. These are a little bit bigger, I think, than people typically do that with, but I don't think that would necessarily be a problem. So I'm thinking I might do something like that, like paint a little set of them and then they'll go in our room, maybe on the headboard or something, and hold little candles. So that's my thought with these. And then the last thing I got is probably what I'm going to start with tonight, just because I think it'll be the easiest. Well, I don't think it's not going to be the easiest, but I just have the most like inspiration for it right now. So I just got 3 plain white plates. They were $1 each. I chose these ones because they were $1 each. There's 3 of them. I'm picturing hanging them on the wall. I feel like that's becoming like more of a trend in house decor again, is like hanging plates and dishes and stuff on the walls, which is kind of granny coded, but also kind of cute, you know? So my thought is doing that in the bedroom, and I want to like paint each one with like some symbol that represents me and AJ, because it'll be in our bedroom. So for example, the first one, I think I would do like whatever the state flower of Florida is. I actually don't even know. But whatever that is, probably paint that on here because we are both from Florida. That's where we met. That's where most of our relationship took place until we moved to Portland, Oregon a year and a half ago, almost a year and a half. So like that's meaningful. Another one, maybe doing something with travel. I don't know what exactly yet. So that's my idea with these. And like I said, I think I'm going to start with these tonight because I kind of have the most ideas in my head for them. Those are all the things I got. I got all of that for $12.50. So very good deal on all those things. I'm really excited. I haven't just gone to the store and picked stuff up and gone home and just been artsy like on a whim like this in a long time. I'm going to have a little crafty girl night by myself, watch my favorite show, maybe make a drink. I don't know. Maybe. I love a margarita. So maybe I'll do like margs and painting and show. I need to go check the paint supply and see what I have. But also I kind of wanted to show you guys the state of our house that we've been living in. Oh my gosh. So like I said, I've been doing a room makeover and it's made the entire bedroom and bathroom situation like such a nightmare. Let me show you. The bedroom itself is actually not too bad. It used to be a lot worse, but obviously this situation isn't ideal. But this is how we've been living in the bathroom with all this crap piled here because it used to be in the bedroom, but I moved it for all the makeover stuff. And now it's just been all sitting here. So I'm so excited to finally finish the room so that we can like clear this space out. But yeah, that's how we've been living lately. I also have some stuff on my desk in the office. So it's just been very messy and cluttered and not ideal. We also have like this here, Suki's bed, which will go back in there, and then like boxes of stuff. This is just trash that I've been collecting from doing wallpaper and stuff. So this has all just been sitting here. The broom, like it's just a mess. Anyway, speaking of Suki, because I pointed at her bed, if people haven't been following me for very long, you might not even know that we have a dog. Her name is Suki. She's the cutest thing ever. And you might have noticed that she has not been present. And that's because she's not here right now. She's actually been at a board and train program for the past few weeks. It's an 8-week program, which is really sad. I just wanted to point that out because one, people who have watched my other videos before probably have noticed that she's not here and are like, where is your dog? And two, I just want to like briefly share about that whole journey because it's been a journey. And I don't want people to think that we're like not training our dog and we're lazy and we're bad dog owners because there's very much reason behind all of this. So if you don't care, just skip ahead a few minutes in the video, but I'm just going to briefly explain like her history. And maybe for people who also have reactive dogs, which is what we're about to talk about, maybe this will be helpful for them. So Suki is a pit bull bulldog mix and we rescued her from a rescue that rescued her from a cruel backyard breeder. The breeder would essentially tie the dogs up and force them to mate. For a while, we didn't really understand quite how she was with other dogs. She met a couple dogs like in the apartment complex that we were living at the time, and it seemed to go well. And then she also interacted with my parents' dog quite a bit. They have a German Shepherd. Her name is Nala. She's super cute, super sweet. They actually interacted several times and seemed to play together pretty well too. The only thing we noticed at first was that Suki always wanted to play and Nala sometimes got sick of it and just wanted to chill out. And Suki didn't seem to have an off switch in that way. We also noticed that Suki's version of playing seemed to be just like constantly nipping at Nala's neck. It wasn't like hard, obviously, like she was doing like play bites, but when that's the only thing she's doing, it seemed to like annoy Nala, understandably. And so we think she just never really learned how to properly play with other dogs because obviously that wasn't the breeder's priority. Anyway, they played together a few times and seemed to do pretty well, but towards the end, their last couple times playing together and interacting, it started to escalate. Nala was like trying to communicate to Suki like what she likes and doesn't like and be like, hey, I'm getting sick of this. But Suki did not pick up on those social cues. And so it kind of escalated and turned into some fighting. So after that, we stopped letting them interact completely because we obviously didn't know how to handle the situation. They stopped interacting and then we moved across the country shortly after. After that, Suki has had zero interaction with other dogs. And since moving here, we've really cracked down on her training. We probably had her for like 6 months at this point, and so we're really starting to get to know her and get to know her behaviors. And so since moving here, we have muzzle trained her. We have also done a lot of training in terms of her, just like how she reacts to dogs, like seeing them on walks. That has improved her greatly. Like she is much better. She can see dogs from closer up than she used to be able to without reacting. Obviously depends on the day and how like amped up she already is, but in general. So she has gotten a lot better, but she's still nowhere near like comfortable around other dogs or confident in herself when she sees other dogs. We kind of just finally came to the realization that we can't really get her to that point on our own. One, because we're not professional dog trainers, and two, because we don't have access to other well-behaved dogs to train her with in a controlled environment. Like, where are we going to go? If we want her to learn how to behave around other dogs, we are going to have to get help because we don't have other dogs to train her around. So that was like the main realization that led us to a board and train program. We have done really well with her on our own up to this point. There are a lot of people who would just give up on really reactive dogs like this. We definitely felt like we had done kind of all that we could for her. And so that's why we have put her in this program. And she's already getting so much better. They post photos on their social media all the time, which is really nice. And we've already seen progress where she's like sitting on her little place in the same room as other dogs. Like, she's already made a lot of progress. We can tell we've gotten some updates. We're very excited. We think it's going to be really good for her. I think it's definitely been easier overall than I thought it would be. It's getting harder the longer we go without her here, obviously, but it's been easier overall. I feel like the buildup, the anticipation of dropping her off was really hard because I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do without her? And like sitting here on the couch with her, I would like think about how I'm not going to have her in a week and it's going to be so sad. I feel like it has been easier than I expected because I feel so much confidence in the decision, honestly. I can already tell from the little bit of progress we've seen on their social media photos and stuff that she's getting better. And I just have so much confidence in this program and the trainers that are training her. I really feel like it's going to be so good for her and for us. She's constantly stressed and constantly a ball of anxiety, which she doesn't know any different, but like we know that she could live a better life if she wasn't like that all the time. I have a lot of hope for her and excitement for her that like she will come back from this program so much more confident in herself and how to like behave around other dogs. And then that will allow her to just like be less stressed and enjoy walks and being outside and stuff more. I feel like all of those positives that are going to come out of this make it a lot easier than I thought it would be to not have her here, because I'm sad that she's not here, but I'm also just like so excited and looking forward to getting her back and like being able to like continue the training with her after she gets back and keep her confident in herself around other dogs. If this is the price to pay, I think it's worth it because she's gonna come back so much happier and less stressed, hopefully. That's the update with Suki, if anyone was curious. We are very excited to get her back, but in the meantime, we are looking forward to the updates that they give us every day on social media. Also, oh my gosh, they posted a video today. I have to show you. This was one of those moments where we knew that she was like among the other dogs, because they'll do this thing where they go around and like give each dog a treat when they're all in the training room together and they're all sitting on their little place. Up until today, Suki was never in those videos because they were still probably doing like one-on-one training, just like general stuff with her before throwing her in with the other dogs. But today she was in it. She's so cute. And so I just have to show you. Look. Oh my gosh. So cute. Oh. Anyway, so we love getting updates like that. Oh, there's another one too. They have like this little doggy treadmill that they train them to walk on. And they trained her to walk on it like early on in her training. And so there's also this video of her walking on it that, oh my gosh, we have watched it so many times, but it's so cute. She looks so happy. Look at her. You can tell when she looks off to the side, I think like a dog is walking by and she's like, whoa. But then they get her like refocused on them. Oh, look at the tail and the speed up. She's speeding up. Oh my God, it's so cute. So anyway, that's been really nice to get those updates on the story. That's the update if anyone was curious. Sorry that I just yapped for so long about my dog. But overall, she's doing good. I'm doing good living here alone for my first day. AJ made it safely to his destination. So yeah, it's a good day. I also am just like happy that I'm so happy right now. There was definitely a time several years ago. It's been a long time now, but there was a time where I had a hard time being alone and just like I didn't know what to do to like be happy by myself. I feel very proud of myself and my growth and who I am as a person, that I can be alone now and be fine. So I'm going to continue enjoying being alone tonight. I'm going to start getting set up to work on my art projects and see where it goes. I think I'm going to attempt to sand the plates. I feel like might as well, if I have sandpaper, might as well use it. Just because I know that that's like something you can do to help paint stick better if you're not using a primer. I don't know what I'm doing. but I feel like this could work. You know what? Whatever. I don't know if that did anything. I was almost out of white paint, so I actually did go out and buy a giant white paint from Blick. So we should be all set. Well, that seems to have stuck pretty well. I'm gonna let it dry completely so that I don't like start peeling it off with extra layers of paint. I don't know if that's actually doing anything. This is honestly really satisfying. I'm the type to try to get every single drop out of something before I throw it away. Even though I have this giant brand new white, I'm like, I gotta use all of this one first. I don't want to waste any. That's like 2 cents right there, you know what I'm saying? All right, and now we let them dry. Yeah, so I didn't realize how late it was and I got hungry. So I'm actually making dinner now while those dry. And then after I eat, I can sit down and really start painting. But yeah, I'm making my nice girl dinner. When the husband's out of the house and it's just me, I make my girl dinner. And you know what my girl dinner is? It is pasta with olive oil and Parmesan and garlic salt for sure. That's it. No meat, no sauce, no nothing. I am very simple. I used to make this all the time. I was always like the cook when my parents would like go out on a dinner date or something for me and my siblings. I'm the middle child. I have an older brother, younger sister. I would just cook pasta for the three of us just like this. No sauce, no meat, nothing. Because it was all I really knew how to make at the time. I was like 12. I really didn't care for anything more. We all liked it. So this is my girl dinner. Has been for a very long time, before girl dinner was a thing. So that's what we're making tonight. And I'm honestly really excited about it. Also, my sister FaceTimed me, so we're gonna call her back. Okay. Bro, she better freaking answer. Hi.
Hello.
Well, it sounds like you're doing everything you really can, so if you just keep it up.
And it was just a random speck of time, and I just see it sitting there. Annie was probably on Annie's side. But she had because, and then immediately, I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was like dirt.
All right, I just talked to my sister for like an hour, so I actually have not really progressed on anything. I did one more coat of white paint on top of the first coat on all the plates while I was talking to her, and it's taking forever to dry. I don't know why, like maybe I did it thicker than the last coat. I don't know, but it's taking forever to dry, which is really annoying because it's already 7 o'clock and I haven't actually done any art on them. I want to finally paint and be artsy, but it's taking forever to dry. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make myself that margarita that we talked about.
Tonight, 10 department, 3 himself involved in. Trying to get some stops.
I love these glasses so much. They're so cute. Cheers. All right, it is 11:43 p.m. I'm ready for bed. I made some progress on my plates. Oh, I feel like I need to just quickly defend myself and say I'm not stupid. Earlier when I was like, what's this Florida state flower? I don't even know. In my head, I was thinking of oranges because obviously Florida is known for oranges. I forgot that that's like legitimately the state flower. I kind of pictured it in my head too, but I forgot that like the orange blossom is a flower and it's our state flower. Like Florida's not just known for oranges because they grow there, it's also the state flower. So anyway, I felt the need to defend myself there. I got a lot of progress done on that plate and I think I just want to do like a little pattern or something around the rim, like the edge of the plate. I'm actually very impressed with myself. I feel like it looks better than I thought it would. It was fun, it was soothing, it was therapeutic, all the things. I love painting. Not the best at it, but I feel like it turned out pretty good. Anyway, I'm really tired, but I'm gonna try to read my book for a little bit before bed on my trusty Kindle. I love my Kindle. I'm currently reading The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. It's her memoir. Kelly Bishop is the one who played the grandmother in Gilmore Girls, the show, but she had like a whole long career of acting and singing and dancing and all sorts of stuff before that. So I'm reading that. I saw good things about it. I love a memoir and I love like a actual history book or like historical fiction. But yeah, I've been especially into my memoirs lately. So I picked this one. I think I'm like halfway done. It's pretty good. I'm gonna read a little bit and then hopefully it makes me extra sleepy so I can fall asleep because I tend to like, even if I'm feeling tired, I tend to lay down and then I just immediately am like wide awake. I also, before I go to bed, need to figure out what time I need to wake up tomorrow. My laser hair removal appointment isn't till I think it's 10:45. It's a long commute, so I'm definitely gonna have to get up not early, but like for the weekend and for me early. I'm gonna figure that out and then I'll read my book for a bit and then I'll go to bed. I've officially been living alone for one whole day. And I'm gonna have another solo day tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Good morning. It's almost 9:30. I have to get up. I just don't feel like it. I was looking at the public transit to get to the place where my appointment is. So the place that I had been going to, they actually moved locations. So today's my first day going to the new location. The old location I was able to get to by bus, but this new one I was looking last night and I don't know if it's really that easy. So I'm just gonna take a Lyft. Maybe coming back I'll look again, but it kind of seems like it's like way far from any train or bus stop. I might have to just Lyft there and back for my last few appointments, which isn't ideal. We've come this far. I do what you gotta do. My Lyft is coming at 10:20, so I have a little less than an hour. I have this prescription lotion thing that they gave me that is supposed to like numb it. I don't know how much it actually works, but then again, I always use it, so maybe it would be worse if I didn't use it, but it still hurts really bad. So that's why I'm like, does this really help? Also, my very first appointment, I didn't have this because they always have you do your first one without it and then see if you need it, and it hurt bad. And then my next appointment, when I did have this, it hurt bad. So I'm like, I don't know how much it actually helps, but I put it on anyway, just in case. It is a gross, rainy day here in Portland, which kind of sucks because I have to go out and leave the house. Also, if anyone's wondering, yes, I'm wearing the same pants I wore yesterday, and it's because these are my go-to laser hair removal pants because they're like light and soft and flowy and breathable. So it's nice to put them back on after the treatment where my legs are burning. So I didn't think about that yesterday. So go ahead, judge me, whatever, I don't care. Anyway, I have a blueberry muffin from Whole Foods. I've actually never had their blueberry muffins. I've had their chocolate chip, but it smells really good. I heated it up in the microwave so it's a little warm. My Lyft is coming in exactly 20 minutes, allegedly. I haven't gotten a notification yet, but I scheduled it ahead, so I should be getting one soon, I think. I'm gonna eat my muffin, gonna head to my appointment, and I might like get coffee after the appointment while I'm out. Check another one off my list, but I'm not sure yet. Well, shall we do a Whole Foods blueberry muffin taste test? Oh my gosh, it's so soft. I would recommend. All right, it is 11:54 a.m. and I am back from my laser hair removal, and I did not stop at a coffee shop because the weather is just gross. It's so gloomy. Like, look, it looks so dark in here because it's so gloomy and cloudy and gross outside, but it's literally barely noon. I didn't feel like staying out in that weather any longer than I had to, so I just came straight home, and I'm gonna make a coffee here because I'm dying and I'm so tired. So we will still get our coffee, but obviously making it at home, which is, you know, the smartest choice financially anyway. I did not want to stay out in that crappy weather, but I survived my 6th laser hair removal appointment out of 8. With each appointment, they like up the intensity, whatever, I don't know, on the machine. And I think by appointment 5, your max, maybe 6, maybe today. I don't remember. I think it was appointment 5 where you're like maxed out, and then the last few you're at the max intensity every time. And wow, it hurts. Oh my gosh. I remember from my first appointment, which obviously compared to now, the first appointment with such low intensity is like a piece of cake. It still hurts, obviously. And I remember like from my first appointment, and I think every time I go now, like being shocked at how much it hurts. A lot of women get laser hair removal. Like I feel like it's not that uncommon. If a woman wants it but doesn't get it yet or hasn't gotten it yet, it's not even because of the pain. It's like a financial reason or something. It's like shocking how much it hurts for like how many women do it. You know, I knew it was going to hurt because I had heard that it hurts. My mom did it, and she told me it hurts really bad. I don't know. I really didn't think it was going to hurt as bad as it does because so many women get it done. So I was like, it can't be that bad, right? No, it is bad. But I think women are just tough, you know? Like we are just tough people. Like guys could never. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're a guy. Thank you so much for your support watching my videos, but you couldn't do it. Anyway, I'm honestly shocked at how bad it hurts. Like, and oh my gosh, I had a new girl today. I had the same girl for my first 4 appointments, and then she left. And so then I got a new girl for my last appointment. And then with the transition to this new location, I had another new girl today, not the last one. And she was just like straight to business. Like she was fine. She was nice. She was good at her job. Clearly you could tell she'd been doing it for forever because she was just like so quick, which is like a good thing and a bad thing because then you get it done quicker, but also then there's like no time to breathe in between the pain because it's just constant. Like there's no rest period. Usually they'll be like, when they finish a section, they'll be like, all right, and now I'm going to start on this section and like kind of give you a heads up, especially if it's like one of the more painful sections. No, there was no heads up. She was just like done with one, on to the next, no warning. But I mean, we got it done quick. It was like maybe 35 minutes, maybe. Anyway, I survived. That's all that matters. I only have 2 more appointments, thank God. Theoretically, they should get less and less painful each time because I have less hair. So even, or not less painful, less frequent pain. Like the intensity is obviously going to be just as high. So when it does hurt, it's going to hurt just as bad, but it should hurt less often because there's less hair, you know? Because if the laser just hits like bare skin with no hair there, then it doesn't hurt because there's nothing, it's not doing anything. Theoretically, there should be less frequent pain in the next 2 appointments, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go make a latte now because I'm very much tired. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It's latte time. Hello guys, it has been a minute. It is 5:07 p.m. now. I haven't really vlogged much just because I haven't really done anything that exciting, but quick update. After I made my latte, I actually filmed another video for my channel that I'm assuming I'll just post the week after this one goes out. I was just feeling inspired and yappy, so I filmed a video. And then after I filmed that video, I was working on some other stuff for my YouTube and little passion projects that I have that I'm planning and stuff. And then I also watched some YouTube myself. And then my sister FaceTimed me, so we chatted for a bit. And then I ate a really early dinner at like 3:30 because I realized I hadn't eaten since the muffin I ate this morning, so I was really hungry. So I ate some leftover pasta from last night, had more girl dinner. I put on my show, OPL. It's Friday and Saturday nights, so obviously gonna watch it tonight too. And I'm getting settled to continue working on my plates. I'm kind of feeling like, AJ and I call it Sunday blues because most people work like Monday through Friday and then have the weekend off. Technically it's Saturday, but I'm feeling my Sunday blues because I have to work tomorrow morning and I just don't feel like it. I'm not even there that early. I'm there at 5:30. Normally I'm there at 4 in the morning. It's almost like worse because then I get off later in the day. So I'm like, I want to just go and get over with. So I'm feeling a little bit of the Sunday blues tonight and not wanting to have to go to bed at a reasonable time and wake up early and go to work. But it is what it is. That's life. Everyone's got to do it, right? So it's fine, but for now, I'm just gonna enjoy my arts and crafts. Here's an update on the plate from yesterday that I started. So this is the Florida State flower, the orange blossom. I do want to do like a pattern along the edges. I haven't decided yet. Oh my gosh, I almost just dropped.
Decided yet?
I haven't decided yet, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna do it later though. I'm just gonna do the other plates first and then kind of figure out what I want to do for the border. My sister put me in a pickle because I sent her a picture of this after I finished last night. I was like, look at how cute. It's the Florida State flower. And she knows that I have a couple other plates. I was telling her how I was gonna paint on them. And she was like, oh my gosh, now you have to do the Oregon one. And I was like, oh, wait, that'd be cute because obviously, like, we were both like, well, okay, I always say born and raised because it's just simpler. Technically, AJ was born in New York, but he literally lived there for like the first year of his life. And then they moved to Florida. And then that's where he grew up for the rest of his life. And then I was born and raised. So I always just say we were both born and raised in Florida because it's simpler and easier. We were both essentially born and raised in Florida. We met there. Our whole relationship was there. We got married and then we moved here. And this is the only other place we've ever like lived together. So it would be kind of special to do Oregon too, but then obviously that leaves me with one more plate because I got 3 of them. So then it's like, what's on the third plate? Like, I feel like it'd be weird to do 2 flowers and then not do a flower on the third one. So something I'm tossing around is maybe making the third one a flower of another state that we both really like, aka New York. We've just both like always been obsessed with New York, like way before we even met each other. He obviously went a lot because he has family there. But I always was just like fascinated by New York City specifically. But I've always loved it. We kind of have this like pipe dream of living in New York City at some point. We'll see if that happens. So part of me is thinking that like that could be cute too, because then it's like we got Florida where we met and we're born and raised. Then we've got Oregon where we like first lived on our own, just the 2 of us, like married life outside of our home state. And then New York is kind of just like the dream we've shared since we were literally children in high school. Early on in our relationship in high school, we made like a bucket list that we would add stuff to that we wanted to do. And it was like long-term goals. And one of them very early on was to go to New York City together, which we have since done several times. That was like very early on. So I feel like it would be kind of cute and special. And even if we never end up living there, it would still be meaningful in that way because like it's kind of been the center of our relationship for a long time, like talking about how cool it would be to live there, or in the beginning even just vacationing there together. So that's kind of what I'm considering. I kind of feel like the flowers are just gonna look nicer and more elegant. I think I might just commit, but I'll do the Oregon one tonight. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. It'll be special. Look at how cute this turned out. So I made my Oregon plate. Apparently the Oregon State flower is the Oregon grape, which is actually a grape plant, but I guess it looks like this when the flowers are blooming on the actual plant. Where's my phone? I'll show you the inspiration photo that I used. So I guess that's what the Oregon flower is. Didn't know that, but I painted it. And I think it turned out really cute. I will say like that kind of flower is difficult to pull off unless you're like extremely talented with paint, because it's basically a ton of tiny little flowers. But I think with just like different shades of the yellow, I think I did a pretty good job. So I'm pretty happy with it. Once again, I'll do something on the rim, but I'm moving on for now. This one I think looks nice with the white background, so I'm gonna leave it as is and then move on to our third plate. I will say my back is starting to hurt a bit from sitting down here and like hunching over doing my art, but it's also only 7 p.m. so I don't really want to stop yet. I could stop and just sit on the couch and watch the show, but with so much time left, I kind of want to keep going. So I think I'm going to. We're just gonna persist. Coincidentally, the New York state flower, I didn't even know this. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but it's the rose. That's actually kind of perfect because yes, the intention behind it is it's the New York state flower, but the rose is actually like the Portland city flower. I don't know. What does that mean? Is there a city flower for every city? It's the flower for Portland. Like our female soccer team is the Portland Thorns. And then we have a rose garden on Washington Park. Portland is like the rose city, I guess. So it works out nicely. Even though the intention was to do like New York's state flower, it's also like Portland's flower, which is where we live within Oregon. So that actually works out kind of nice. So it can kind of be a dual meaning there. That way, if we never end up living in New York, it still has some meaning to us in terms of like where we actually spent time together and lived. But it's also like our dream from when we like first started dating as literal children to like go to New York. So I think it's a nice symbol for our relationship, and then I think it'll look nice with like all 3 flowers up there. Now I need to paint a rose. I feel like roses are kind of like really difficult too. So this is gonna be interesting because roses are just like, I don't know, I feel like they're really hard, but we'll see what we can do. All right, it is 9:19 p.m. It is officially bedtime, but can we just take a moment to acknowledge how great my rose looks? I'm actually really impressed with myself. Like, you know, when you do something with your own 2 hands and it turns out way better than you thought you could, and then you're like really impressed and you're like, whoa, I did that? Like how? I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, that's me with that rose. Anyway, I am in bed. Usual night routine, I'm gonna read my Kindle. Oh, shoot. I have to do my Duolingo. Oh my god. For those who don't know, I've been doing Duolingo for like a lot of years. Hold on, let me see how long my streak is now. My streak is 1,067 days. And I'm getting so sick of it. But I feel like I have to keep going because I'm like, that's such a long streak. I can't break that. But also, I don't know, maybe I can. I'm like nowhere near the point of actually accepting that I could break it and giving up. But I'm like, I'm starting towards that, you know? I'm just so sick of it. And everyone that makes fun of it online is probably right. It probably doesn't actually help that much. But BRB. Ella compartía su dormitorio con su hermana menor. No one make fun of my really bad American accent.
Muchas películas divertidas.
Veamos muchas películas divertidas.
Ellas veían películas en el cine.
Ellas veían películas en el cine.
Había una pelota de béisbol en el armario.
Why are there so many talking ones in this level?
De niña, ella odiaba las zanahorias.
Why is that the word for carrots? That's crazy.
Compartir este día contigo.
Mi hijo tenía muchos pósteres en su dormitorio.
Oh, I thought he said postres, like desserts. He said posters. That makes a lot more sense. Scooter. Tambor. Luego. Adolescentes. Oh! Cita. Wow, I'm so good at this, honestly. A poster of her favorite team, not a dessert. Yay! Oh, we love an ad. Yay, now my streak is 1068. All right. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm gonna set my alarm, read my book, and hopefully sleep decent and go to work tomorrow morning. It's 5:06 a.m. I'm tired. I'm just chilling by my fire. I always do this in the morning when I'm done getting ready before I have to leave because I'm always cold. And then I also will check my heyday. Duh. Can't forget to do that. That's the most important part. Good morning. It is 11:39 a.m. I am back home from work and showered and cozy. I got off at like 11, so I got home at like 11:15. And I showered and got changed into comfy clothes. And now I'm sitting on the couch and oh my gosh, this was so needed. I'm so tired. I had a 5.5 hour shift today, which I don't know like how the law is in other states. I don't know if it varies depending on the state, but in Oregon at least, when you work 6 hours or more, you get a second break and it's a unpaid 30-minute break. But if you work under 6 hours, you only get one 10-minute break. And I had a 5.5 hour shift. So I kind of hate those shifts, even though like part of me doesn't want to extend by 30 minutes because then it's like I'm just here 30 minutes longer just to like clock out and not even get paid that extra 30 minutes because I have to go on my break. But also, I kind of don't mind that because working 5.5 hours with one 10-minute break is so tiring, especially because like the job I have is like very much on your feet and very physical. So, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, but it feels nice to sit on the couch. I forgot to mention that today is actually the Super Bowl. It's Sunday, February 8th, so today's the Super Bowl. I'm a little bit bummed that AJ's not here for it. I keep getting confused with the time change because he's like 2 hours ahead of me right now, which means the Super Bowl starts 3:30 here, so 5:30 there. Yeah, and he leaves at 6 their time. So he's like gonna be flying this way during the Super Bowl. So I'm a little bit bummed that he won't be here because even though I don't really care about NFL football that much, I'm more of a college football girly. It's still fun to watch, and I mean, I feel like it's like a very big deal in America. Normally we would like go to a bar, get some drinks, and get some like bar food appetizers and share them and watch it there. I'm a little bit bummed that he's not here for it, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. There are more Super Bowls coming our way. I'm probably just gonna stay here to watch, but I do want to look for somewhere where I can like order wings for takeout because I love buffalo wings. They are one of my favorite foods. Top favorite food of all time is sushi. And then right under that is buffalo wings and pasta. And I feel like football games, especially the Super Bowl, it's like that is the time to get wings. But my problem is, okay, this is like kind of controversial. I know that some people get really offended when they hear people say this, but when I say I like buffalo wings, I actually mean I like boneless buffalo wings. I know, boo, you're fake. You just like chicken nuggets with buffalo sauce. Okay, whatever. My reason for it is literally just because bone-in wings are so messy and boneless wings you can eat with a fork. And so it's like, why would I not pick the thing that's so much easier to eat and not super messy. And like some people get really offended over that. And they're like, so you don't even like wings. You just like chicken nuggets with buffalo sauce. And I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, no, I do like buffalo wings, but I don't like the mess that they make. So that's why I get boneless. Anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, that's like not a thing here. There's like no wing restaurants around here. Picture like, depending on where you're from, these names may or may not be familiar, but like Buffalo Wild Wings, Beef O'Brady's, like those types of wing restaurant chains were like all over my hometown. And Beef O'Brady's, oh my gosh, they have my heart forever. That's my favorite. But they like don't have restaurants like that here. Like there's just not a lot of restaurants that are like literally centered around wings. Like a lot of restaurants might have wings as an appetizer on their menu, but there's not like a wing restaurant with like wing entrees and meals, you know? So it's really hard to find boneless wings, especially because of that, because the places that might have wings as an appetizer will just have like traditional bone-in wings. So all that to say, I need to look again because maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. I don't know, but we have looked for wings before and they are very difficult to find around here, especially boneless wings, like I said. But I want to find somewhere where I can get boneless wings because I cannot watch the Super Bowl without it. Okay, let me correct myself. There are wing chains like Buffalo Wild Wings, but they're all like out in the suburbs and I don't have a car. So I'm not trying to take public transit way out there. I just want to get something around here, like in the city. And they don't really have anything like that in the city. I know there's a Wingstop that's like a 20-minute walk away, but I don't like Wingstop. I'm sorry, I said it. I know. That's also ooh, Wings and Things. What's that? Chicken Wings restaurant. 1 star. Okay, well, maybe not that then. 5 reviews and they have 1 star. I knew it was too good to be true. Anyway, I'm gonna veg out on the couch for a bit because I'm really tired and I deserve it and I earned it. Drink my coffee, rot for a bit, and then also figure out where I'm gonna get wings later. And then I don't know, I'll update you guys whenever I feel like it. All right, it is 2:58 p.m. The Super Bowl starts at 3:30, but I think like the pre-show stuff is starting at 3, so in 2 minutes. I got my wings. They're actually chicken tenders tossed in buffalo sauce because that was the closest I could find to boneless buffalo wings in this area that wasn't like fully booked for Super Bowl II, which I was very surprised. It was quite empty in there. I went to Backwoods Brewing. I placed a takeout order and I was surprised at how empty it was because I figured like all of those types of places like breweries and sports bars would be like really packed for the Super Bowl. But it's also raining a lot, so I don't know if that's keeping people at home, maybe. It's raining like a lot for Portland. Like I'm from Florida, so like this is nothing to me. Florida rain is on a whole other level, but like for Portland, it's actually raining a lot. So I don't know if that's why, but anyway, it was quite dead in there. I got buffalo tenders tossed in, yes, buffalo tenders. Obviously they're tossed in buffalo. I was thinking I was just saying tenders tossed in buffalo. Anyway, it looks and smells delicious and it also comes with a bunch of tots. So I'm gonna eat this and watch the Super Bowl pregame stuff and then, you know, we'll get into the game. And I don't really care, honestly, who wins, but no, you know what? I do. I want the Seahawks to win for 2 reasons. 1, I'm aware that the Patriots have won a lot in the past. And 2, I am now in Portland, which means our football team is the Seahawks because we don't have a football team. From what I've heard, people either root for the Seattle Seahawks or the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm choosing Seahawks because I like Seattle. Obviously, I'm not that invested though. I don't really care that much. But if anyone's curious, that's who I'm going to be rooting for. And I assume most people will be, because people tend to root against the team that wins a lot. That's who I'm rooting for. But I'm probably just gonna end the video here because I'm just gonna be eating my wings, and watching the game and just chilling, doing some more art and stuff for the rest of the day. AJ is not landing until like 8 p.m. and then he's taking the train home, so he probably won't get home till like 9. And I am working at 4 a.m. tomorrow, so I will be in bed when he gets home. So that's great timing. I just won't get to see him until tomorrow evening when he's home from work, but it's fine. It's life. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm basically on my own for the rest of the evening. Just gonna be chilling, watching the Super Bowl. So I'll probably end the video here. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me these past few days as I've been living alone. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that this gave you some inspiration on things you can do when you are alone, because being alone can be hard, but it's important to be okay with it and to find things that you enjoy doing on your own. So I hope this gave you some ideas if that's something you struggle with. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. Please like this video. Please comment something nice below. And I will see you in my next video.